So I wanted to make this video to inform you all what lesson I learned from death. Now, this is probably going to be one of the most hardest videos that I've ever had to do since I started the channel, so I hope you could just bear with me with this. But obviously, 2020 was a year of unique challenges. And although everyone was going through unique challenges with COVID-19, I was also having my own struggles. Of course, the pandemic, but I was also going through a loss of a friend. Just to give you a little background story, my friend of mine, I've known him since elementary school. And so we both went to the same elementary school together. I can think back of just fond memories of playing Pokemon games, tag, or football, at recess. So I've known him since elementary, and we did go to different middle schools, but we stayed in contact with each other because we went to the same religious educations after school, and then we connected again in high school. But it wasn't until our senior year in high school that we really, got close and connected, because we had about 4 or 5 classes together. So I can definitely say senior year was definitely a great year for me personally. And it was because of him. And so once we graduated, and just like everything else, after high school, people go their separate ways. And, people are making their own lives. They're making their own journey. They're being the author of their book. And so he was always on my mind. And yeah, I had him on social media, but he was always on my mind, and I did not make a honest effort into reaching out to him. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you have to stay connected with everybody from high school, because again, everyone is creating their own life. Everybody is making their own journey. But the reason why I bring up the fact that I did not personally reach out to him or make an effort to reaching out to him is because I saw him at graduation, and then 10 years later, I see him at his funeral. So late 2020, I was scrolling through Facebook. Again, social media. Could have reached out to him. I found out that one of my church brothers had posted a GoFundMe account, and it had my friend's picture on there. And before I saw that post, again, he was on my mind. Literally, y'all, a month or two before I saw this GoFundMe post. Again, I didn't make this honest effort, but I'll get to the lessons here shortly. And so I click on it, and I find out that my friend has advanced stages of cancer. And I remember seeing that, and mind you, y'all, he's my age. I'm 28 years old at the time. And, just seeing that, and it really just brought me down, because one, a young man going fighting for his life, and two, that the fact that he had been on my mind. He was a great friend of mine throughout my whole school, elementary, middle school, high school. And to see him fight for his life, it was really a, I'm sorry. It was really a, it was a hard time, man. It was hard because, it was, sorry. It was definitely a hard time because the fact that we hadn't talked to in 10 years, and to see him fighting and finding out that he was never giving up hope. It was definitely a hard time. So my friend ends up passing away and getting all the information that, we need with the funeral, because obviously COVID was, COVID is still around by the time, COVID is still going around. So obviously, funeral arrangements are altered. So I get the information, and then I find out that my church brother, he asked if I could, say a few words about him. And honestly, you guys, I did not feel worthy of even saying any few words, because again, I hadn't talked to him in 10 years, but I wanted to do it because when the family had asked as well, and so I wanted to. So obviously we go through the funeral, arrangements and the funeral services, and I share all my fondest memories about him. And so I never forget this moment. So after I went and said my few words, the family goes and says like the final words and everything. His sister actually, says that, how much she'll miss him, and, just great things about him. And I never forget this moment, to where his sister had like looked towards me and obviously like thanked me and stuff. But she said that, before he passed away, she had asked him if he remembered me. And he had told her, like, oh yeah, Oscar, that's my friend. He told her that, yeah, that's my friend, Oscar. And so, oh man. So knowing that he remembered me before he passed away, it meant a lot. But I never forget that moment. This experience was emotional, and although it was definitely a low point of 2020 for me, and although death can, depending on who you are, be a celebratory, can be in the forms of reuniting with loved ones, an emotional roller coaster, whatever it may be in how you approach things to death. This moment in my life, death taught me many lessons. And those lessons, number one, is make an honest effort to reach out to those who have made an impact in your life. Whether if it's family members, friends, teachers, former supervisors, whoever has made an impact in your life, make an honest effort to reach out to them. Now, again, I'm not saying that you have to check on them every single day, but with the integration of technology platforms, social media, virtual platforms where you can meet virtually, make an honest effort to reach out to them. Now, I know some people will say, well, Oscar, they can also make an honest effort too. And I agree with that. But don't wait. Do not wait, because we are on borrowed time on this earth. Make an honest effort to reach out to those who have made an impact in your life, because as soon as you know it, we're here today, but we can be gone tomorrow. And I know it's easy for us to be so fixated on the hustle and bustle of life. I know it's easy for us to say, oh, I'm too busy, I'll reach out to them later. No, set aside some time, send a text message, phone call, send a message on social media. Doesn't have to be anything long. You can just say, hey, so-and-so, I've been thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Let's catch up sometime. Do that because I make this video because I don't want any of you to go through what I went through. So if there's somebody that you haven't spoken to in years, not because you're mad at them, just because, hey, life's just busy, we have our own things, make that effort. I ask of you, as soon as you finish watching this video, make that effort to reach out to a family member, a friend, a loved one, anyone who's made an impact in your life. Because, again, ladies and gentlemen, we are on borrowed time. So I do want to thank you all for this opportunity to be able to make this video. I really hope this video served you well to reach out to a loved one. And if you haven't done so already, if this video served you well, like this video and hit that big red subscribe button to stay connected with the channel. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.